Welcome friends, welcome back to Cocktails After Dark. Today we're going to do a cocktail out of this little book called The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks by David Embury, published in 1948. Mr. Embury follows the theory that there are very few original cocktails and that all cocktails sort of trace their lineage back to these 5 or 6 original or base cocktails. And he does a really good job in each chapter of breaking them out, showing the base cocktail and then the variations and what comes from that and how changing one ingredient changes the name of the cocktail. And so today we're going to do one that is in the sours part of the book. And it is called Appendicitis Deluxe. And I've chosen one from the sours group because he is also a proponent in 1948 of only using fresh juice only. And I'm going to use some super juice, which is decidedly not, well, it is kind of fresh because I just made it today, but it could be up to a week old, and it's supposed to keep its flavor. So we're going to use super juice, and we're going to make the Appendicitis Deluxe. And so we start out with a ½ ounce of Grand Marnier. Did you watch our Curacao video from a few weeks ago? And then 1 ounce of lime juice. And so I'm using super juice, lime super juice. And in that goes. And then the white of 1 egg. So, can I get that in without any shell? Maybe. There we go. Now we ice that and shake. Now, he says to put in half of the gin. Well, he gives variation, but essentially put in half of the gin and shake again. So there's 2 ounces. I'm making 2 cocktails here. So the first 2 ounces go in and we shake again. Now we put in the last amount of gin. So another 2 ounces. And shake one more time. Okay, I'll get the cocktail glasses. And we get a double strain.
Hey Glenn, hey friends.
Hey Jules.
That is one frothy beverage.
It is. So that is the Appendicitis Deluxe. But wait, there's a story.
Appendicitis Deluxe. That doesn't sound very good.
There's a story. There's a story that goes with it. So he talks a lot in the book about naming cocktails and how new cocktails are invented or come about by changing ingredients. One of the best examples I've ever seen of how new cocktails are created occurred when my older daughter returned home after an appendectomy. I set out to mix a white lady for the good doctor and myself as a fitting celebration for the child's recovery. Unfortunately, however, upon strict search, I found myself entirely destitute of Cointreau.
Oh!
The inhumanity of being destitute of
Well,
Cointreau.
okay, so hold on. Let's just take a moment. He is a professional bartender, I'm assuming?
No.
Okay.
He's not a professional bartender. He's just someone with a lot of knowledge about cocktails.
Okay, but that would still be embarrassing if that's how
Yes.
you kind of, defines yourself.
But wait.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
I did nevertheless have a full bottle of ROC Curacao, and this, I decided, would answer in place of the Cointreau. Now, if you watched our Curacao Cointreau Grand Marnier taste-off from a few weeks ago, I don't know that this was that big of a problem. It continues. Got a lot to say, Mr. Embury. Since the Curacao is orange-colored, I also decided to use a whole egg instead of egg white, and thus was born the appendicitis.
Okay.
But I didn't make the appendicitis. We made the Appendicitis Deluxe because since that time, I have found that the drink can be still further improved upon by substituting Grand Marnier for the Curacao and lime for the lemon and using only the white of the egg. I call this the Appendicitis Deluxe.
Ah.
So out of dire adversity, comes a brand new cocktail called the Appendicitis Deluxe.
If you were just ordering a drink based on a name.
No, this would not be it.
It's Appendicitis Deluxe.
But it does fall into that long history of things like the Corpse Reviver and,
Yep.
those cocktails are out there. So,
Get to taste?
yeah, let's give it a
The
shot.
time?
Well, that's rather dead sounding, isn't it? Yeah.
It's very, very dense.
Interesting. Okay, now you'll notice I'm serving this in a cocktail glass. The author makes reference to this earlier in the book. I love reading. I read this in a voice and notes. Since the overwhelming majority of our cocktails are the sour type, let us first learn how to make sours. Sours are usually served at bars in a sour or Delmonico glass and are garnished with a cherry, a slice of orange, and sometimes a pineapple stick or a slice of lemon. However, there is no reason.
Okay, so this is like does this sound like that? This tone sound familiar to anyone?
Yeah.
Anyway.
However, there is no reason why they should not be served with the decorations or garbage omitted in a cocktail glass.
There you go. So Glenn went with the cocktail glass.
I would love
It's
to.
definitely a sour.
It is a sour. It's very sour. I'm taking he's not a fan of tiki. No.
No, the full-on fruit is not for him. I'm not sure that this is my favorite sour.
No.
It's definitely sour. I feel like I need a little more sweet to this particular one. For me.
Okay, so this gin is a rye-based gin, and it's a little bit spicy. And I think that spicy note is in the background, and that's kind of overpowering a little bit.
A more berry-flavored gin.
A softer, more London dry gin style, not a New World dry gin style.
Maybe. Don't know.
But the mouthfeel is amazing, isn't it?
You like the egg, don't you?
I do like the egg.
Yeah.
I really like the egg. I like that it's got that. It's full. It's got a full body. But you're right. I don't like.
I'm indifferent to that texture.
I don't like the flavor so much. I think it needs a little bit more sweet to balance out the sour.
But that's okay. I probably would never order something called an appendicitis.
No.
Anyway, to be honest, it's not going to happen.
Not one of my favorite ones, but that could just come down to
The gin we chose?
tweaking the gin and tweaking maybe just a little bit more of the Grand Marnier, maybe a touch of simple syrup, just to balance it out. To me, it's unbalanced.
And that's the best thing.
Yeah.
You just make it however you want.
So, I mean, give this a try and tell us what gin you used and if you had to rebalance it to change it at all. I mean, the other thing is also we're using super juice. Which I imagine super juice being made by the Tyrell Corporation. More lime than lime. More juice than juice. I should put so it does have a slightly more acidic flavor and a little bit more
Then fresh.
Yeah.
And
okay.
yet here we keep sipping it.
I know, keep sipping it.
So,
Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.